What is the worst response to "I'm dying"? Can we have one conversation that isn't all about you? I felt that, cause that's exactly what some of my family members would say to me. Can we have one conversation that isn't all about you? Sorry. I feel like it's even more fitting that it's on your cake day. Happy cake day ... tilde can't go one day without it being all about you tilde. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the world doesn't revolve around you, or your impending doom. Promise? This one is good. Pinky swear. Aren't we all? Just a matter of when. I'm dying faster inside than you are outside. And isn't that the real tragedy? Maybe the real tragedies were the friends we made along the way. Well, look on the bright side, at least we can all start a really exclusive club. The dying, but still joking, society. I was with my auntie when she was told she had 3/4 months left. I didn't know what to say. I looked at her and she said, "I've got food in my fridge that's got a longer expiry date than that." Then she proceeded with, "Well, that's that then, thanks doctor." I didn't know what to say or do. I then started laughing, and she said, "I've had a good innings and it's my own fault for smoking." She had lung cancer. She lasted 7 months just out of pure stubbornness. I sure miss her. Surviving out of pure stubbornness is my new favorite phrase now. In fact, it is so motivating that starting today I will be kinder to myself and live better, just despite the living hell out of all the people I do not like, and the list is long. I miss the part where that's my problem. And then your Uncle Ben dies. I wonder what the next generation of Spider-Man will be. He got away. He stole my money. Sounded like a skill issue. Get good. Carrot Spider-Man gets one hit KO'd and respawns with grace. That sounds like a you problem. Sounds like an issue. Not an issue. Skill issue. User problem. /IT support. Doing the needful. IT support. I'd say that sounds like a you problem is more of a club motto than a response. Welcome to the dying, but still joking, society, where we laugh in the face of certain doom. Can you die quieter? I'm watching TV. Literally told this, and next day rushed to hospital with suspected ruptured appendix. Turned out only to be the worst case of IBS, from salmonella poisoning, where I was in for 3 weeks. My granddad did apologize after, so this comment hit me in the funny feels. I've definitely said this to my wife because she jokingly says I'm dying for any minor pain or ailment she has. Now I'm terrified one day this is going to be the last thing I say to her. Given the running joke, if she actually does come to you, saying she has something terminal, I assure you you'll be able to tell the difference. Just make sure you look at her when she says it, rather than flippantly doing it over the shoulder. Appreciate every last eye roll. You're not dying, you just can't think of anything good to do. When Cameron was in Egypt land. Let my Cameron go. I'll go, I'll go, I'll go, I'll go. Shit. And then he starts beating up the passenger seat. He'll keep calling me. You need to man up and deal with it. Arm wrestle death, with your testicles, like a man. r/testicular cancer. I'm a member, and I laughed. The first rule is, member might not be the ideal term. Man up? More like pan up. Who wants to deal with dying when you can have a good laugh instead? Hello. Want a good laugh? Subscribe and comment below your answer to this question. What's the absolute worst response to someone saying I'm dying? Keep it short, simple, and funny. Let's see who can come up with the most nonchalant and hilarious replies. Beatboxes. The question was looking for the worst response, not the best. Kevin, I'm dying, please stop beatboxing. Beatboxing intensifies. Starts breakdancing. Haha, forget beatboxing, I'd probably start doing interpretive dance to show my support for your dying skills. Hi, dying, I'm dad. Hi dad, I'm pregnant. Hi pregnant, I'm not the dad. You are not the father. Well, he's not the mama either. Oh, you're dying? Well, I guess that means I'll have to cancel our plans to go skydiving, unless you're up for a really short free fall. Shit, is it contagious? Pulls out a gun, yes. Oh no. Anyway. Well, hurry up. We're all hungry, here. As tempting as it may be to start a countdown, I'll resist and instead offer my impeccable expertise in crafting witty death-related puns. Dibs on your wife. And your car. I also choose that dying man's wife. Okay, you kill the other challenger, take the wife, I get the car and the other challenger's wife. You can have his car. If you're taking dibs on his wife and car, can I at least have his Netflix password? Gotta have my priorities straight, you know. It's about time. OMG. Thank you for this blessing that has been bestowed on me. Which could also be an answer to the question in op. Just get it over with already. Hurry up, we ain't got all day. Finally. Finally awake? Gesundheit. Being from Germany, the correct response is, Tia. So /I hand auf Oberschenkel klatschen /I. Genius. I call my girl sneeze cause her Gesundheit. Well, I guess we can all start placing bets on which disease you'll suddenly develop after hearing the word Gesundheit. But I haven't told the joke yet. Well, on the bright side, if you haven't told the joke yet, maybe dying will at least give you a captive audience. Yes, it's because I stabbed you, idiot. 20 seconds earlier. What are you gonna do, stab me? This joke is so overused, it's incredible. It lost its edge? To be blunt, yes. Well, I always knew joining the I accidentally stabbed someone club would be killer, but I wasn't expecting it to be taken so literally. What the fuck do you want me to do? I'm not a doctor. Source, what my ex shouted at me when I suggested something was wrong with my heart and I needed to go to the hospital because it felt like I might be dying. I had an aortic dissection. And survived? Holy shit, the odds were in your favor that day. I was just thinking the other day about John Ritter and how he had just started that new show, then just up and dies one day, of an aortic dissection as well. I got very, very lucky. My aorta didn't open, it had just begun to tear and form the false lumen, basically another channel for blood to enter. If that's allowed to tear and blood enters your chest cavity, it's pretty much just lights out. So, while it was the single most painful thing I have ever, and according to numerous doctors, will ever, experience, the fact that I felt it was why I survived. And I always follow that story with a reminder to stay aware of your blood pressure. Okay. K. Leaves on read. K. Speak. Don't be so dramatic and attention-seeking. Get over it. Your break ended 5 minutes ago. Get back to work, otherwise I'll have to dock your pay. In answer to your username, yes. This is the first time someone has fucking answered yes. Why? Is. Edit, thanks for the love, but I'm not quite a Jesus person. Save your breath. Sorry, ain't nobody got time for all gestures wildly that. It's one of the if you gotta ask, then it is kind of questions. I'd tap dance my way to the grave, but then again, I've always had a flair for the dramatic. Lamau same. Lol mood. Icker. Skill issue. My friend said that to his mom when she told him that a relative went to a hospital. He kinda did what everyone here pretends to do, lol. It was just a health check though. But my friend didn't know it until his mother told him. She didn't really notice what he said though, since they're Dutch, and she wasn't prepared for him saying that in English. Terminally online bullshit, Lamau. Well, I guess I could join the circus with my dying skills, but I've got a feeling my act won't be a crowd killer. Not soon enough, evidently. Well, looks like we found the leader of the dying, but still joking, society. Can't wait for your world tour of dark humor and near-death experiences. Good. Had to scroll way too long for this simple yet ominous response. Sounds like a personal problem. Well, if your dying skills were an Olympic event, I'd definitely give you a solid 10 for creativity. Damn, that's crazy. Well, I may not be a doctor, but if death were a competition, I'd definitely give you a standing ovation. Can I have your office? Well, I guess you can add property thief to your resume now. I'm sure office heists are all the rage these days. I'm dying to know who asked. I guess we can all agree that our curiosity about who asked is just as deadly as our impending doom. Congratulations. Well, looks like someone just won the Morbid Humor Olympics. Congrats on your gold medal in the congratulations on dying category. So, People die all the time. So no head? Maybe some skull. Well, I guess dying has its upsides, like finally having a comeback for that so no head? Joke exclamation mark plus hash. Cool story bro. Is it blissful? It's like a dream. I want a dream. Knew this would be in here somewhere. It's like a dream.